On December 22, 2020, ARM USA announced that they were introducing a new ride model in 2021. The ride would be a variation of their original Vertigo ride, which itself was ARM's take on a FunTime Starflyer. This new ride started development in 2019 and would eventually be called Skyhawk. It would feature a 90-foot or 27.4-meter rotating tower with a carousel structure supporting the ride vehicles. This was modified from the Vertigo design to be more robust. The biggest innovation of the new ride was the new rider vehicles. The 12 two-person lie-down flying-style rider vehicles allow riders to get a sense of flying during the ride. The new rider vehicles were designed from the ground up by ARM and took most of the development resources for the project. These rider vehicles are fast to load and unload while being safe and giving the rider a sense of freedom. The ride itself features a 4-foot or 1.2-meter raised platform for loading and unloading. This was done as ARM has found through research that rides positioned like this above the main ground of a show have greater visibility and thus have higher ridership. The ride is also designed to be as safe as possible. The ride uses a 60 horsepower winch and a cable system to raise and lower the ring attached to the rider vehicles. The tower that this is connected to features a magnetic braking system along the entire length of the tower, much like what is found on ARM drop towers. This system means that in the unlikely event of a complete cable failure, the rider vehicles will slowly coast to the bottom of the ride at a very low speed. The ride can be transported on just one trailer. It's currently only available as a transportable model, but it can be sold to and installed at parks. The ride features multiple pre-programmed ride cycles that involve the ride raising up to its maximum position and rotating at up to 10 revolutions per minute. Like the Vertigo, the entire lifting tower of the ride rotates, rather than just the ring holding the rider vehicles. Skyhawk 01, the first ARM Skyhawk to be produced, was sold in April of 2021 to Power's Great American Midways. The ride made its debut in Anderson, South Carolina, before being shipped to the South Florida State Fair to operate with wage shows for the event. It now does several events a year with Power's Great American Midways all around the US. The original Skyhawk has proven to be a success, with it running at capacity at most of its shows. In May 2021, Skyhawk 02 opened at FunSpot Orlando. This Skyhawk was not the same as the original. FunSpot asked ARM if they were able to put the seats from their Vertigo ride in the place of half of the flying-style rider vehicles. ARM was happy to provide this modification, and the new ride has also been a success. Sometime in 2022, ARM and FunSpot were contacted by Cedar Fair over a copyright issue with the name Skyhawk. Cedar Fair had the name first and owned the name when used on amusement rides. ARM had originally named the ride after the A4 Skyhawk aircraft, but the name did conflict with the Cedar Fair copyright. Accordingly, ARM renamed the ride model to the Airhawk, as did FunSpot. As of the creation of this video, Power's Great American Midways still operates their ride under the name Skyhawk. Airhawk has had an impact on the industry. Now, Starflyer manufacturer FunTime allows their Skycoaster flight suits to be attached to their rides, giving riders a different experience. This setup requires much more loading time than ARM's solution, often causing this modification to be an upcharge. It also requires a certified Skycoaster site controller to be on site to operate. This makes ARM's solution much more attractive to most parks. Now, I've been able to ride Airhawk 02 at FunSpot Orlando twice, once in the seated position and once in the flying position. I found the ride to be fun in both cases. The seated version was nothing special, but it was still a nice ride. Now, the flying position was unique, and it did give the flying sensation that ARM claims it should. It really did remind me a lot of a flying coaster, which is good. It was also very comfortable, a lot more comfortable than I was expecting, so honestly I do recommend riding, and honestly I think it's a pretty good ride. I do hope to see more installed in the near future. Well, that about wraps up everything we have to say about the ARM Airhawk. If you guys have anything to add, please leave it in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.